Welcome back to This is the Charles. Welcome back to the Charles Owen Experience.
Yeah, I don't even mind it. It feels good. I'm really getting angry now.
Like a racehorse, man.
That's actually quite nice. Can you do the other side though? No, not now.
Just like that, yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah,
Get in there.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man. Is
Good,
that
man.
my San Pellegrino?
It can be, yeah. It was Faris's prior, but you can have some. He only skied it because I told him I've got pulmonary edema.
Right.
It's not contagious,
I hope it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I got chemo anyway. It was pretty jokes. Well, man, you're really struggling there. Maybe use your musculars. Destroyed.
I'm scared this up. Hey, man, what's going on?
Shout out,
okay?
Shout out to everyone who actually listens to this.
Yeah.
Wow. Every time I go places, people tell me they listen to this. You're so sad. Where is your life?
No, we get 10,000 monthly listeners to this podcast.
10,000.
YouTube. So shout out to the listeners who are listening right now. If you're listening right now,
we're going to send you £1. We're going to send you £1 each.
I will send you £1 if we go rate us 5 stars on Spotify and like and subscribe on YouTube.
Let's start a GoFundMe. If we reach 10K, we'll send £1 out to every single viewer.
We should do that. We need to track them down.
Write in the comments if you're a viewer.
Yeah, we actually don't. We need to start looking at the YouTube comments so we can report back to them. People go, where do I ask questions? It's a lucky dip. You've got to hit. You've got to get the story at the right
question,
time.
And you have to get the honestly, it's a Thursday.
It's
if
a Thursday,
you write in
on a Thursday,
GMT, what will be GMT +1?
GMT not +1 yet. Maybe this weekend's +1. Great.
Oh, is that everywhere?
What?
As in
what?
Will everywhere be +1?
No.
Just us.
Just the
Doesn't
UK.
the time zone change for everyone?
I don't know.
Doesn't
like
everyone go an hour
Australia
forward?
won't put their clocks forward or backwards this weekend.
They don't. Yeah, but they will do it in general.
They will do it in general.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Some places don't do it.
Really?
Daylight savings. No.
That's awful. No. Yeah. That's awful. Okay. Well, my heart goes out to all those nations who don't do that. Yeah, that's really awful.
God, should we finish the podcast there on that note? It's really.
Well, it's just really sad. I guess we could just have a moment of silence.
God.
She's got no respect.
Yeah, we're doing a fucking podcast
Fucking
here. Fuck
bitch.
off.
Shut up.
Right. What's up, mate? How's training going?
Mate, how's your training going?
Really good, mate.
You did a competition.
Really
You made a post. It was probably. I'm looking at the questions. It's probably the best post you've ever made.
Did you like it? What did you like about it? Talk me through it.
Honestly, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Nah, I liked it. You know, I didn't even watch it, but I already knew everyone's commenting like, wow, Chaff, fair play, really good. Wow, Chaff, wow,
If Crispy says fair play, you know it's a mockery.
No, it's
not even a
really
mockery. This must be really good.
No, it must be, like, if Christian said it.
Really good.
Then it's something.
Yeah, I competed in the Europeans this weekend.
Second place. That is the least cringe
to
place.
A person who I already beat at London Open, so it makes it even worse. You know what? I've realized over doing this competition that I need to get better at jiu-jitsu.
Wrestling.
I need to know how to wrestle. I need to get better at off-balancing people from the bottom. If I'm on top, I'm pretty good. People against people who are my skill level or my weight, I'm all right.
Let's say brown belt masters. Can you heel hook?
Perhaps.
I
don't know. I think so. Maybe, yeah. Why? I'm pretty good. I'm all right at the heel hooks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You should do the ones where you can heel hook. Because really, from bottom, you just enter legs and heel hook people.
Yeah. I need to get better. You're very good at off-balancing people. And and get into straight. That's what I need to get off-balancing people, getting sweeps, and wrestling, mate. And if I can work on that and get better at that, I will definitely perform. I would win golds.
How's your neck for blast doubles? You already wear a gum shield and potentially headgear, so
it's all right. I can blast double.
Maybe that would be the plan.
I can do a blast
just
double.
really dangerous attacks until people pull guard.
But it's timing that.
No, it doesn't have to be good, just dangerous.
Yeah, I lost to this Ukrainian fella who smoked everyone in the absolute, but I could beat him. Like, do you know what I mean? If I just had better, off balancing and better sweeps, I could have done that.
It's pretty hard when there aren't heel hooks, to be honest. There's just too much they can give and get away with.
Yeah.
I don't really like when you train with heel hooks all the time and it's like I have to compete without them. It's just a bit.
Yeah,
I don't rate
because you're just doing a thing that you should be able to do.
Yeah, and it
doing a thing. Yeah,
it makes you worse almost. You just like blanking out opportunities that you are there. And if you were properly prepared for that, then you wouldn't be good in the training room because you wouldn't be doing heel hooks.
Exactly.
Awful.
But it was very.
But after your rant at IBJJF, you were sure keen to go there, weren't you? You hypocrite.
No, I still think it's a piece of station.
Oh,
It's like
a well-oiled
Yeah, it's just the whole. You don't need to run it for that many days. They take a lot of money. It's a whole thing. The judges, they're all wearing suits. It's like you have to wear a certain uniform. Mate, just fuck off.
Yeah, fuck
Get
off.
over yourself.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the refs have to wear suits. It just seems like such a stupid thing to see.
The whole registration thing as well.
The registration thing. But the thing, I was walking out and I was like, he's like the guy. They treat you like fucking shit as well.
Yeah.
They literally they look at you.
They can't wait to DQ
as
someone.
a competitor. You're basically a piece of shit. You walk out there, they make you wait, and he goes, "Come here," and he goes, "I'm wearing a hoodie," and he's like, "Show me your stuff." So I had no t-shirt under my hoodie, so I just take it off. And one of the guys like, "No, you can't be shirtless here." I'm like, "Mate, I'm literally putting the top on. I'm staying right here." And he's trying to like usher me out. And like, you know what I'm like? I'm like, man, I'm not going anywhere.
Listen, cunt.
Yeah. And it's like, mate, fuck off. Why are you being so fucking retarded about this?
It's Karens, isn't it?
It's full of Karens. Show me a rush guard.
It's Karens
Shut
on
up,
trend.
you fucking idiots.
Karens off cycle who are now refereeing and they just love watching a stall fest.
Yeah, and the whole they've got like multiple cameras and they've got their walkie-talkies. It's like, mate, you're just a bunch of buffoons. Bring on more CJ. I'm excited for that.
Bring on the pit.
Bring on the pit.
Bring on the chair.
Bring on Grapple Industries. That's even better. Bring on the electric chair. Bring back the electric chair.
Fair
Exactly.
play.
Yeah,
Fair play.
Very well done
Bring
to
back
you.
public shootings.
Yeah, and the electric chair.
Executions were fucking jokes.
Obviously. Public stonings. How are you, my friend? How are
Publicly
you?
stoned myself. Excellent, actually. My lungs are recovering. Can you tell?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to be fair.
Thanks.
Guys, shout out San Pellegrino.
Day 3001 without a sponsor. Ship. Very good. Okay,
good.
how do you deal with guys that stall in your guard, Char?
I open my guard and I try to set up an attack. That's
I
literally
think
what I
it
do.
just means all the guards. I would say, mate, to go seated, and then if they keep stalling, start to go to one shin, and if they keep stalling, scoot your butt towards them, and if they run away again, you fucking double leg them, yeah? Now you know.
Just fair play.
Yeah, you got to increase your height, and then you are more mobile, and then when they run, you have a better chance of chasing them effectively.
Heisting.
Hasting, oui. Okay, how do you like new people to roll with you? Honestly, let's... I'd like them to roll normally.
Good, man.
I'd like them to roll normally, but I would expect that the first 1 or 2 minutes is just kind of a feeling out process for both people. Like, okay, is this guy a retard? Is he pretending to go normal round and then he's just going to jump on the first thing that he sees? So usually, honestly, if I see new people and they've got cauliflower ears, I'll watch them roll first before I roll with them. And then I'll just see, okay, if he's a retard, I'll just know that. And if he's not a retard, then I can just have a normal round of him. But if he's just competing with everyone, then cool, I will compete as well. And that's how I do it.
Nice.
Yeah. You? Just J point.
I'll fucking get to that
I'll
John point.
fucking destroy them. The Jonathan point.
I'll get to the Jonathan point, and do my best to get to the Jonathan point. And that's it. I like a bit of a tussle. No, I don't go too hard, to be honest.
It's the safest
Especially if I
place
look
you
at them
can
and
be.
I'm like, I know this guy's going to be a lot better than me, so I'm a bit more respectful. And then when I get a little opening, I'm going to go for it.
Once I see the Jonathan.
Once I see the Jonathan point, I'm going to try and get that Jonathan point.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I think you should do some more jumping on legs from top, you know?
Me?
Yeah, like someone enters your legs, you enter their legs.
I need some coaching from you, mate. That's why I'm
Oh, this is it. Someone enters your legs, you fucking demonetized.
Right.
Anyway, all right, that's it, guys.
Back to the John
Thanks
point.
for watching. Okay, when's the Shin on Shin DVD coming out? Funny you should say that. Fucking hilarious, actually. We're filming it Saturday. It's going to be a shorter instructional, so hopefully it'll be cheaper for you dons out there. And obviously there's the 50% off never-ending sale. So yeah, Shin on Shin. It's not just Shin on Shin, though. Show some respect. It's seated guard in its entirety.
Put some respect on that name.
Seated guard against a standing opponent, we're going to say. Actually, maybe I'll throw in something on the knees. You know?
Excuse me. You should, yeah.
Get out. All right.
What
Go on, you go. This is one about us. It's about us.
Me and you.
How did you meet Charles?
Isn't that sweet? Let's do this one first then. What do you think about fascia training? Fascia-driven training. Is it a scam to promote new training methodologies, or
Mussolini.
take it away? No, I'll take it away. I'll fucking take it from here.
Fascia.
It's all fucking bullshit, mate. To be fair,
Wake the fuck up.
Jake Tura did a podcast with a fascia specialist. It's called the Jacked Athlete Podcast. You can go listen to that. It's called. You'll see it in the title. It says fascia. I found it quite interesting, but
Fascia
ultimately
specialist.
he's just talking about the subjectivity of each individual person requiring specific needs, which ultimately just comes down to people need to train properly anyway, and by giving them, unique, special, weird exercises, like we see functional patterns and all that kind of bullshit going, that's not good training. And you don't need to train through slings or any of that kind of shit. You can get really strong just by following fundamental movement patterns and then try to load them up week to week. Go look at how a lot of the best athletes in the world are training, particularly track and field, and why they perform so fucking well. Because they're freaks, but also they have good quality training. Go watch how. Go look at how professional rugby players train. They train properly: squats, deadlifts, bench pressing, pressing overhead. All track and field athletes: squats, deadlifts, benching, pushing, pulling. Yeah, because that's how we're meant to train. Plyometrics, throwing, jumping.
What do you think
sprinting.
about like the dopamine bands for judo and wrestling?
I mean, I think they can. There's probably a good part of like conditioning training where they're like,
Yeah.
but they can help like a bit of lactic buffering work. So you could do them in a circuit to 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off kind of thing, just to help a bit of lactic buffering work in the arms.
Something like uchikomi, when you're just doing the same move over and over again.
Yeah.
There's like a gray zone between training and working out. It's neither.
It's nothing. Yeah,
It's nothing.
it's nothing.
But arguably, it's extremely useful for judo. Like I remember doing judo, and you just do even though it's retarded, you just do 50 reps of the same thing as fast as you can, and you would then be faster at it at the end of it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
In that one thing. But
specific
that kind of
thing.
sounds like functional patterns.
No,
little
because
bit.
functional patterns doesn't copy anything. They're idiots. They'll
They
be
don't
like
copy anything.
They'll be like sprinting is the ultimate form of movement. Then they get these weird cables and they're doing like all this weird kind of movement. And they're actually not even sprinting properly.
I need to do speed of sport.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Nick Curson is overrated as well, my friend.
Overrated. Oh, fuck.
He's overrated as
Never
friend.
mind, we'll cut that.
It's not speed of sport. They need to look at Noah Lyles trains. Functional patterns is like sprinting is the ultimate form of human movement. Look how Usain Bolt trains. He's on a fucking he does like leg extension. He does that ab crunching machine, which is like the antithesis of functional patterns. And the antithesis. Noah Lyles deadlifts. He squats. He does power cleans.
Yeah.
He fucking does bench press. He sprints.
How do you reconcile? You sent me something about how do you reconcile the weights training, which you said makes your tendons something like shorter, or like when you do the plyos, your
Stiffness.
muscle goes higher up in the joint. That was it. Like, e.g., good plyos, high calf, high thigh,
Yeah.
but less strength. Was that what you sent me?
Jake, was it?
It was Jake Turos or one of
Yeah,
them.
how he's talking about like, I don't know if I sent it to you, but he put a video up of like bodybuilders sprinting, and then like a deer.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't, when it comes to jumping, the tendon. And I'll butcher
tendon
this.
goes first,
I
yeah.
can't. I don't know how to explain this well enough. But Jake Tura put a good post about it. Jumping and tendon reactivity is it's a reaction, right? It doesn't require like a ton of effort. It should be like a reflex to pop through. Versus if you're trying to really muscle a jump, it's nowhere near as
Sustained
powerful.
effort, yeah.
It's not as powerful as having good tendon elasticity.
Right. But he also said something about the muscle being higher up, like in the joint or something. And he said, like, if you notice the bodybuilders' calves are like massive and meaty down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're not good at jumping.
Bad.
Yeah. If you look at like people who are really good at jumping, their tendons will be like, is he saying shit? They're longer or shorter?
The people who are bad at jumping will have like a big fat calf, and then the people who are good will have a.
Yeah, they'll have a high calf, long tendon.
So what's the ideal calf? Depends.
It depends what you want to do.
You can't be good at everything.
You can't be good at everything.
So if you have high thingy and then you start lifting weights and doing pliers at the same time, what? It will just grow.
You just go. Yeah, you'll just grow into that zone, mate. That
Zone, guys.
Fascia. So thoughts on fascia
Fascist.
training?
Fascism.
It's a no from me, but you want to be doing plyos for sure, and you want to be doing fundamental movement patterns: squatting, hinging, pushing, pulling, throwing. I've already said jumping. Sprinting, maybe, probably not for most people, for the reasons we discussed in the previous podcast. Hamstrings in it, fam. Hurting hamstrings. And most people don't really realistically have the space to jump.
Hill sprints are good though.
Hill sprints are
very
fucking
little
excellent,
chance of injury, is there?
Hill sprints are excellent.
Mate, I did them in Greece and it
Great
was
for tendons
fucking
too.
hot, and
Yeah.
I got super sick after. Not like a cold, like I was fucking dying.
Vomiting. Yeah, it's fucking
when
hard,
you're just
mate.
like, right, I'll do one more set, and then you go inside and you're just dying, like headache.
We should do some, to be fair. I miss them. Up Primrose Hill, they're fucking good, man. Good for cardio, good for conditioning. So I put a post up recently about conditioning. We could talk about that if you want. Yeah.
Sure, go on. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
For the jiu-jitsu hobbyist, we're talking about Ian Perkins last time. Ian Perkins is a good coach for a professional rugby team. Anyway, most jiu-jitsu athletes and competitors who train, 5-6 days a week, multiple sessions per day, are going to get a lot of accumulative aerobic work throughout the week from all the condition, all the sparring that they're doing. So their aerobic capacity is generally going to be pretty good. These fellas are going to benefit most from the lactic buffering work, lactic threshold work, maybe a little bit of anaerobic work, the short, sharp intensity stuff.
The rugby players, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu fellas, and rugby players too. Yeah, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds to 2 minutes on, incomplete rest periods, and that's going to help your sprint endurance. Aerobic work is also good, but it's not as much as a priority because you're already getting a lot of accumulation throughout the week. Whereas the hobbyist is probably going to benefit more from a mix of the two, the aerobic work and the lactic buffering work.
How do you improve? Is it analactic?
Alactic.
Alactic.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you improve that? And like, how would you? Let's say I can go full retard for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
How do you improve that length of time? And if I was to go for 14 seconds, how long would I have to rest before I can then go for 15 seconds again?
Oh, fantastic question.
Fuck these guys. This is how you do a question.
There are some ratios to it, sciencey, but let's say you do 15. Let's say week 1 you do 12 seconds absolute sprint on something, and then you take it's like five times the rest period. Let's just do it this. You do 15 seconds on, 2 minutes 30 off, and you can repeat that 5 to 10 times. And then the next week you could go 14 seconds on and increase it by 2 seconds and build up to like 16 seconds and then repeat the process.
Wait, you went down just there.
Sorry, start at 12 seconds.
I'll start at 12.
Week 2, and then go 14, and then go 16, and then repeat.
And let's say your maximum full retard is 15, you go 14. What is the correct amount that will give you the least long amount of time to recover per second?
What are you saying?
So let's say
what's the minimum effective dose for recovery?
Yes.
I don't know the answer off the top of my head. I could go get that Joel Jamieson book and I could look right now.
Like, let's say I know I can scramble for 10 seconds, but if I do, I'll be fully cooked. And I want to scramble multiple times in a 5-minute round. There's 6 sets of 10 seconds per 5-minute round.
Yeah.
That is 30 periods. If I do, let's say, 7 seconds, mate, that's going to be fucking hard to find.
It
right
won't
now.
be. I know I've read it many times. Alactic system. Here we go. Continue asking your question.
So yeah, what percentage of my total alactic threshold should I aim for in order to recover for a couple of those, let's say 3 or 4 in a 5 or 6 minute? Let's say someone like Andrew Tackett or William Tackett who have infinite cardio. Do they ever go alactic?
No, they're just working the whole time. They just got good lactic buffering because they're continuously working. Alactic would be like a huge explosion followed by a short rest period.
I mean, like a sub attempt where you're just full retard.
Yeah. They're not. They're just lactic acid. They're just moving the whole time. They've got good aerobic system. They've got great aerobic output, and
So they
they've got
never
good
touch
lactic
the
threshold.
lungs really. The lungs are just up.
The
and
lungs
down,
are
no
good.
problem.
Like it's touching the lungs, but it's good.
Yeah.
They got the good lactic threshold. So like their body's ability to buffer and you know. But yeah, we'll just use the word buffer lactic acid and flush lactic acid is really good. And they've got good aerobic capacity, so they can just keep going. Aerobic capacity is your ability to just keep moving for a long period of time.
With no little breaks in between.
Breaks in between.
And then go again, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So look here. Lactic capacity intervals, increase phosphocreatine storage capacity, 10 to 15 seconds per rep, incomplete rest intervals, 20 to 90 seconds. So you'd go a 10 to 15 second absolute sprint, followed by a 20 to 90 second rest period. You could do 10 to 12 reps per set, and you could do a big rest in between and do 2 to 3 series of that.
That is a very large range, 20 to 90 seconds.
It is. It is obviously. But it gives you room. But what it does, what I like about this is it gives you room to play with, because it gives you the maximum you should be resting, and then the minimum that you should be resting.
Okay,
obviously.
so I'll be somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah, you could go, all right, I'm going to sprint for 10. I'm going to sprint absolutely as high as I can for 10 seconds. I'm going to have a 45-second rest period. And then you could look to do 1 to 2 each week. You could go, all right, I'm going to, for this block, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to do 10 seconds on, 45 seconds off. Next week, I'm going to do 10 seconds on, 40 seconds off. And then 35 seconds off, and then 30 seconds off.
Would that be the best then for a jits guy such as myself? Or do we want to go one lower where we're just on lactic? Oh, sorry, I say one lower. That's not the book.
Yeah, you can play around with it. So you could do this for like four weeks, and then be like, okay, how do I feel? You're gonna notice a difference after 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then be like, how did that feel? Cool. Actually, I feel this makes a difference. Then we can keep playing around with these intervals.
Yeah.
And then you could do, a block where you do lactic threshold work, where you're like,
it's not too much suffering though, is it?
no, it's a lot of suffering. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, it's hard.
Or the
mate.
lactic threshold.
All of this stuff.
But you're only working like 10 seconds.
But it's 100% effort.
Yeah, but it's 10 seconds.
Yeah, but it's fucking hard, mate.
All right.
The alactic work and the lactic work is the most horrible out of all. The
I would
aerobic,
say the lactic is the worst for me.
the lactic is the worst. When you're sprinting for 60 to 90 seconds,
That's the worst,
It's
yeah.
awful. Yeah. Whereas the aerobic work, if you're doing like 5-minute intervals, it's fine. You can work like eight
just boring.
8 out of 10, but yeah, you just need to work.
It's just so boring.
It's boring. Here's another one: 7 to 10 seconds alactic power intervals. Increase enzymes of alactic energy production. So it basically just helps power up for the fast twitch fibers. 7 to 10 seconds per rep. So just 7 to 10 second sprints, followed by 2 to 3 minute rest periods. Or you wait until your heart rate goes below 120, then you go again. This is a good way to do it if you've got a heart rate monitor. So you go absolute sprint at any exercise for 7 to 10 seconds, then wait till your heart rate gets below 120, and then you can go again. Or you can rest 2 to 5 minutes.
That's kind of how it is in jiu-jitsu, isn't it? It's mostly that.
For the jiu-jitsu athletes and the competitors, these two alactic power intervals, I'm going to do a post about this tomorrow, alactic power intervals and alactic capacity intervals would be very helpful, as well as the lactic buffering work.
Let's say I only ever do that on the bike and I only ever use my legs. Would it translate to my upper body?
It's a good question. Overall output, the energy system would be, yes.
Evenly distributed throughout your body despite you only working on one?
Not as much as if you did like a ski erg or a row. It's too hard to sit up on the row. In the ski erg, you need to get a bit of work going. But I'd say for the jiu-jitsu fellas, it's probably, it'd be fine, to be honest. It's the energy system really that we're trying to hit.
Even if I don't use the hands? My hands
No, use the
still
hands.
feel good.
Use the hands.
But I'm saying, is it a full body thing because it's just your lungs, or would it just kind of direct things to your legs?
For the jiu-jitsu fellas, I think it's going to be more useful if there's upper body involved.
Yeah,
you'd
okay.
prefer an air dyne. You'd prefer a ski erg.
Yeah.
A rower would be hard. It's a bit harder to get it going, but a ski erg you can just rip and go as hard as you can.
Because you're going to slide off the row.
A row you're going to be going like the technique's going to be a little bit off, and the rowing function doesn't really work that well.
But it really suits the jiu-jitsu, but I guess it's not what we're doing, is it? But it is a lot.
No,
like
but
jiu-jitsu,
it's upper body. It's big upper body.
Exactly seated guard though, rowing. Yeah.
So here we go. This is an excellent podcast for all our listeners. Very educational here.
Oh, we didn't even need the questions today.
We've got lactic power intervals. Goal is to increase maximal rate of lactic ATP production, fast twitch power output. Guidelines, 20 to 40 seconds
This is the worst.
This is the worst. So you're working for 20 to 40 seconds, 1 to 3 minute rest in between. Yeah, this is your lactic power, and you need to get into that pain cave as hard as you can. But you've got a big rest period to back it up.
But the rest is not.
The rest is not incomplete. The rest is
it's complete.
No, it's a very complete rest period.
Yeah,
incomplete would be less than time working.
When we did it was like 40 seconds on, then incomplete. A minute and a half
because
off.
we were doing lactic capacity intervals. We were going 90 seconds. I don't think we were doing 40 seconds, mate. We would have been doing 90 seconds to 2 minutes with incomplete rest periods. So basically 90 seconds on or 2 minutes on with 1 to 2 minute rest.
Hated that.
It's fucking awful. Yeah.
What a horrible time.
You do that times 10 rounds.
Thanks to Afrobeats for getting me through.
Yeah.
Right.
We should get back into this some of this kind of stuff. Hopefully you fellas learned something now.
And my balls were just in such pain. Like
Joel,
my gooch, awful.
oh god, Joel Jameson. He's got a good book about it. I don't think you can buy this book anymore, by the way. Very good.
There's only one left.
I've got it.
Right, how did you meet Charles? Charles got me for some privates. Then we swapped information. One thing led to another.
Now we're husband and wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go through the story for the new listeners who we haven't told the story in a while? Basically, lockdown.
That was it. That was the story.
There you go.
Privates, swapped information, weights for privates. Then
you didn't want to do weights at the start.
I still don't, mate.
I don't want to do that.
Who wants to do weights? I saw a post from someone yesterday being like, you don't have to encourage athletes in the gym. Like, people love lifting tin.
Who said that?
I don't know, but it was some coach anyway.
That's incorrect.
About
mate.
how people love shifting tin. Like, fuck off, mate.
You know who loves shifting tin? PTs. PTs love shifting tin. Your
they
clients,
just get other people to do it.
Your clients don't particularly, or athletes, whatever you want to call them, don't really like lifting weights. So you need to, encourage them.
Yeah.
And make it like a fairly fun atmosphere for them to do it in.
If it was fun, why would everyone not do it?
Exactly.
Because it's not fun, right? It's fucking horrible. It's
fun.
horrible during. It's good for like 30 minutes directly after because of endorphins. Drugs, by the way.
Yeah,
you're taking drugs.
Yeah.
And then after you're sore for days and you're weaker for the next day.
Yeah.
But you do get stronger overall.
You do get stronger overall.
And it is nice when you just can bully someone with strength. That's really a really good feeling.
Yeah.
Heard about the Sakula Flow event? What do you think about the format? It's a whole new rule set. No, I haven't. How did you get your bottom playing onto that level? Played a lot of bottom, lad. Got to watch some instructionals.
Is that a homosexual question?
No. I think it was just maybe playing.
Bottom.
He did say playing, my bottom playing. Maybe he means like...
Bottom playing. Yeah, well...
Like ropes and that.
Beads.
Taylor offering me the chalk the other day. You want a couple ropes?
I love that I introduced him to that word.
Ropes.
Some ropes, mate. Peter North. Big shout out Peter North, guys. The rope king.
Fuck. A couple ropes.
If you don't know who Peter North is, Google him right now.
Yeah, you got to watch Instructionals, champ, and you got to watch good guard players. Honestly, watch Gordon. Like, people pass his guard sometimes. That's the... Like, I don't know who passed his guard recently, but Vinny Magalhaes, back in the day, passed his guard with a lovely hip switch. But honestly, he's just very, very good at guard play and retaining.
He's good everywhere, isn't he?
And he's also good at staying attached. Like, I don't know. I'd like to go back and watch his IBJJF matches that were getting a bit testy. Those would be good to watch. We'll carry on now. What constitutes a leg entanglement? Technically, your legs are entangled in half guard. Well, what I would say is you got to get your feet and your knees, at least one of them, in between your partner's legs. And I would say, yeah, true. He's talking about half guard, isn't he? No, because your other foot is out. Let's say you got a butterfly hook in and you have your other knee to the inside. You are basically in single leg X. You just have to put your foot on their hip. So I'm counting that as a leg entanglement. Another... Fuck, mate. Let's put it this way. You have to control the space between their heel and their hamstring to some degree. With your feet inside.
You better fucking do what he says, inside. Fellas. You better do that.
Nah, because I like Wiltse says, I've got a fucking knife and I will find out your address and report you to the FBI.
He's fucking nuts, isn't he?
Yeah, that was one of the questions. One of the questions, favorite Andrew Wiltse story moment. So, I have been enjoying them quite a lot. The responses have been a bit, so I want to preface this by saying he is literally having a mental breakdown. It's not like he's a normal guy who's just a bit of a cunt. Like he's actually insane now. So, as much as it's funny to mock people that are not insane, that are just cunts. If he's not a cunt, he's just insane. Then it's like, all right, you just like there's loads of retards in the world. Retard might be the wrong word, but mentally deficient folk in the world you could mock. But anyway, long story short,
neurodiverse.
I like the one where he's brandishing a knife and just laughing in silence with his girlfriend. That was fucking good. Like,
what about the lesbian one?
Oh, yeah. He said, some people just know how other people feel, and they just like to make people feel good. And I'm a lesbian anyway. And he just carried on.
He loves
what
women.
A beautiful, I love women. I'm a lesbian.
My favorite one, how he says, I fucking hate all of you.
Yeah.
Literally, I hate every single one of you. And the exact next story was, he finished off saying something. He goes, right, guys, if you want to get me for your seminar at your gym, please be sure to hit me up.
Yeah.
After he literally just said he hates everyone.
I like when he said that BJ Fanatics didn't know about Gordon and Nikki.
That was a question, by the way.
And Sonny. Hey?
Go on.
That was one of the questions.
Go on.
Yeah, BJJ Fanatics apparently didn't know about that. I mean, BJJ Fanatics is not a person, but if it is, they did know, buddy. I think everyone knew. But yeah, anyway, I just want to say that I'm terrified of Andrew Wiltse, and I won't be returning to America until he's locked up. Facts.
I will be. Shout out Miami.
Well, I'll give him your address, and I'll tell him what you've done.
Oh, no.
He knows that you're not a good person. None of you are good people, really. Deep down. You got to be powerful yourself in order to give power to other people.
He's nuts. How important is single leg training and plyometrics for jiu-jitsu? Very important. We'll leave it at that. We discussed that last time.
Plios. Plios make your knees feel good.
What's up with POME? Can Americans also buy POME gear?
I got that question.
After all, we are POME. Yeah, you need to check out Prison of Mother England. You can't buy any of it though.
It's a non-profit.
It's a non-profit. Freddie Daddy Stress owns the company, and he's not willing to sell it to anyone.
Fair enough.
That's that. All right. Thoughts on Mo's ADCC news and him not being asked to organize the next one? No surprises there.
Yeah, I mean, how many has he done? 3?
3.
Well, so that's a lot, isn't it?
It's good enough, to be fair.
Well, I doubt he's getting paid. Like, why the fuck would he do it?
Yeah. He cops so much shit. Literally, yeah.
I mean, all right, he didn't handle some stuff well, but he's basically doing it for free, and then everyone's moaning at him about pay, and he's just like, probably he's just not got like a PR team to keep him safe from hypocrising himself.
Realistically, he has made it better over his run. He has made it better.
Like,
you gotta give him some props for that.
He didn't do the perfect way, but he did a pretty good way, and he certainly didn't fuck it up, and he certainly did much better than all the people before him. So as much as he's unfriended me on Instagram, I mean, he did an all right job, to be fair. There's nothing wrong with what he's done. It's just like, yeah, obviously now hindsight's 2020. Maybe he should have done it in a pit, and maybe he should have paid all the athletes, and maybe he should have done it more smaller scale in the Thomas and Mack Arena and all this kind of stuff. But now we know you need a comparison year to year, exactly. So we know once and for all, this is what is best and this is what is second best.
Bit of trial and error, isn't it, boss?
Yeah.
You like that word?
Yeah. Char and error.
Right, Char.
Fucking Char. Should I do one? Fucking hell, it's been ages. 50-50 or cross-ashy ankle lock. Cross-ashy.
Why?
Just better finishing, I suppose. Just harder to, it just fucking hurts, doesn't it? A bit more. Yeah. No, I think the 50-50 one, I guess in 50-50, they've got no problem with crossing their legs to defend, but in saddle, they don't want to give you their second leg because then it becomes a bit of a disaster. You understand? Okay. How to finish a fully extended knee bar, already trying as hard as I can. He says grunting, but he was actually screaming. So, Armin, not that he watches the podcast, little fucking snake. You got to go foot to foot, and you got to hold your own butthole. And you got to also, let's say you're knee barring their leg, and it's kind of on your top side. You got to pinch your top knee down. If you got your legs crossed, because you had your legs triangled. If you got your legs crossed, you got to pinch that top knee down. That will give you sufficient angle to break the knee. And also, you really have to bridge through it. I feel like in terms of breaking, there's probably nothing stronger than a knee bar. Like,
Terrifies
is
me.
there anything more that, as in, you get the same bridging pressure, whatever sub it is, but probably the hardest thing to break on the body is a knee, I'd say, directly backwards.
Oh, directly backwards, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because like some people,
It is. It should be the strongest fucking like the strongest joint.
yeah,
Like, as like in terms of like going opposite the hinge that it's meant to
Yeah.
move in, it should be harder.
it's like how much can you hamstring curl compared to bicep curl?
Versus an arm.
Yeah.
Like an arm's going to be easy to break with your
Yeah,
the
completely
full force
easy.
of your hips. Yeah.
Yeah, completely easy. So, you know, at some stage you just have to go to the gym, mate. But failing that, go foot to foot. You can even go toe on toe to give you that extra.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
if you're very strong, you'll be able to to generate a lot of force on that bridge.
But knee bars, you have to be like right on the angle. And I feel like
Position.
the way he was bridging, it was kind of slightly diagonal because he was triangle, not foot to foot. And you got to triangle or cross your legs on their arsehole. Like you don't want to cross between the thigh and the hip. I feel like that tends to not give you enough of a, leverage to break it. You're not far enough away from the knee. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I want to pick your brain about hand fighting from the back because you're very good at it. Is this a sick? Can you do a video on that at some point? Or is it a
Ooh,
secret?
I actually did one on my Patreon.
Did you?
I'll send it to you for free.
Oh, I'd love that because you
would, wouldn't you?
fucking get it with me every fucking
I love it.
time.
I'm doing the hidden hand method now.
What are you thinking about when you're on someone's back? What's the goal? So obviously you wrap up the body
Thinking
triangle.
how gay it is.
Obviously, apart from all that,
Oh.
what's going on?
Well, honestly, what I'm thinking of is
What's the strategies?
first, I'll just hand fight not negatively, but I'll just wait and see what their goal is. Then I'll see if they're letting me. Then I'll always get a grip on the bottom hand first. That's like a good little.
Why?
Just because it allows you the top hand freedom. So I'll get a grip on the bottom hand for a limited amount of time, the underhook hand, and I'll hold it. And then my top hand can start to work and harass the face or the hand. You just face harass, hand harass. And basically, if they let you control the hand, you can pass it off to get the arm trapped. And if they don't let you control the hand for extended periods of time, then you start to threaten the face choke. Once you get a good grip on their face with your right hand, you can either pull them to your right hand side and finish with the right hand, or you can roll them belly down. Or if they prevent both of those, i.e. like hand fighting and bridging to stop you rolling them belly down, that's when I would switch the hands. And once you switch the hands, now you've got them on the bottom side body triangle with the correct hand around their face. They have to usually use two hands or like push your elbow up to get there, basically to not get face choked at that stage. And like, you can hand fight at the thumb, but sooner or later you're going to have to pummel one of your hands in or something because you're going to get fucked there as soon as they make a good face grip. So that is when I'll sneak in the other hand and, that's how. And then you recycle that. But basically,
Good Lord.
nowadays, I'm going two hands over for the most part. Unless I feel like someone's just kind of not moving. So if people are just like...
You go mostly two hands over now.
Yeah, if people relax, like I'll start with one hand under until I get some pummeling on the face. And once I get their hands up defending the face, then I'll just go two hands. That said, if someone's not bridging side to side, I probably will just go... Or especially if they're not rolling left and right, I'll go two hands over. If they start to roll quite a lot and I feel like they're not very secure, then I'll probably keep one and try to switch as they roll. Watch Keith Gregorian, Ethan Krellinson, Giancarlo Bodoni, all excellent back finishers. Probably some of the best in the world. Keith, very good as well. Keith Steets.
Fucking hell. Yeah, you're very, very good on the back end,
that's
mate.
what I'm thinking about. And, mate, ask Big Dave about arm bars because
He's
fucking good at the arm bar, and I don't know what he does that's so special, but...
Didn't you ask him?
I mean, I ask him, but...
No, it's like this, man.
I just don't understand. No, he does a couple of things that are very good, but his legs are very strong. There's just no give, and yeah, and he's just good at finishing it and good at clubbing your head out the way.
Mate, I've escaped a couple of his arm bars.
I've escaped some, but we did a specific once. He got me twice in a row.
Oh, he'll get that, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's not a bad result.
He'll get that.
Not a bad result at all.
Good Lord.
What's your opinion about catch wrestling? Kind regards. What about you, Char?
Oh, I love catch wrestling. I've never done it.
I've got a soft spot for him. It's just bullshit submissions. He's talking about little bullshit ones.
Right, all right.
like when you get the toe hold from side control, you just grab their toe and pull it to their head really fast.
Right.
And you get the break before the tap.
Oh, okay. It's this vicious, really vicious stuff, isn't it?
I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of like Aikido, right? Like, if you are so good at judo, there comes a point when you can start to do Aikido. And the same with catch wrestling. Once you get to God level jiu-jitsu, then you can start to do catch wrestling. You know, it's just, you need such control to get these subs where you don't really can isolate them properly. You know, that's the difference, is that jiu-jitsu isolate, but catch wrestling just rips before you have a chance to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just all the moves are in one direction. You grab the toe and you rip it. And if they flick the toe out, there's no follow-up. You just move up to the next thing. R.I.P.
You said One Direction. Sorry, mate. I kept.
I don't even know who that is.
He was in One Direction, mate.
Kill him.
Put some respect on that name.
Didn't he die of falling off a roof?
Yeah, he did, mate.
Not enough pliers.
Put some respect on that.
More pliers.
Right, all right. Besides being / strong, what helps mitigate the risk of injury on the mat, chronic, sudden, acute?
Sugar. Tell them about sugar. Junk food.
Mate, shut up. Being strong, managing your training load throughout the week. You had a very sensible point a while ago where it's like, if you're just training way too hard at jiu-jitsu in the gym, you're probably going to get injured sooner than later. So don't do that. You don't always have to go in for fucking death matches.
Everyone needs their catastrophic injury before they learn.
Yep. I used to train not crazily, but I used to try and go as hard as I could against you, and I kept getting injured. So now I don't do that anymore.
Also, the Rogers mats were very dangerous. Very dangerous. I like, how many injuries have there been there? 0.
Barely any. Yeah. There's a lot of mat burn at the start, but now that's gone down.
Yeah, but that's just an unfortunate hazard. But
it's also, would you say there's better quality training partners there?
Yeah, but it's not like people at Rogers or at Hassan, but like no one else was just out to injure people. Like,
no.
The
mats were super slippery though. You basically couldn't stand.
Now I'd say there are fewer, like, it's mostly good guys on the mat. There's not, you can either go for the kind of super easy rounds or everyone else is pretty good. Like there's no mid-tier people anymore. Basically, I feel like the mid-tier people got sick of getting picked.
Or they improved.
Or they improved, but so some of them improved, but mostly
they just don't come.
Yeah, mostly they just. I mean, if you look, if you look who is there today, like
there
was some obviously mid high level guys, but mostly it was just like there's quite a few high level guys. So if you just want to,
I was having a hard time yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you look around, it's like fuck.
Every round I was like,
I've already rolled with him, and
I know what happened last time.
This is awful.
Let's go again. But that's how you get better as well, kind of.
And we get visitors as well who are generally very good, sneakily good visitors who come in and it's like, just dropped in for one little session. Like, cool. Where do you train? Just a little gym, and I'm like, cool. And then I watch them roll, and they're fucking sick, and I'm like, right, I get it.
I get it, man.
I understand. Everyone's getting much better.
It's good. It's a great training atmosphere.
Yeah. Honestly, people are getting much better at leg locks now. Like across the world, everyone is able to tap other people with leg locks pretty consistently. Like they're all a bit sharp. They're all a bit dangerous. Everyone's found their leg lock that suits them so far.
God, I love an outside leg lock.
Well, A.G. Faris now, for example, 50-50, he's just ragging on the Aoki lock since we were doing 50-50 rounds and I ragged on an Eoghans lock. I was like, wow, this really works. And then he started doing it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty scary now.
He's good and he's strong on that,
Yeah, I mean, if you if you look at Pat Shogoli, the 10th Planet fella, he was just ripping it, and I was always like, does that really work? But now I see, indeed it does.
Yeah, I just feel terrified once you're on the legs, to be honest, mate. You got me in there. A Z lock.
Yeah.
Wow. And I was
a Z lock isn't scary because it's very slow, I guess.
Yeah, but I just got to the point where I was like, well, I just can't do anything.
Yeah, it's just, your legs are gone there. Legs are gone.
Mate, my legs are gone. Well, to be honest, I went to gym box earlier, so they're a bit sore, so that's why you got it.
Fair enough. Teaching shoot at gym kids.
I had to go to the kids gym box, the whole thing.
Man, fair enough.
Right. What time is it? What do you got?
It's almost 5. I don't have to go home because I brought all my kit. All right, we'll just skim through the next.
Do you want to
couple
get some
questions.
food after this then?
Oh, that would be lovely. We go to yours for steaks.
Right.
Okay. Thank you to the guy who said kind regards. Will you do a seminar tour in Ireland? If I'm invited and if the money's right. When are you going to get Jed Hugh on the podcast? We could. Maybe if he does something particularly special or like, let's say he beats Keith or something, we'll get him on. Also, I don't know if Jed would just come here for free because it's kind of a waste of his time. Australia tour, yes, if my 30 grand fella follows through. Favorite Andrew Wiltse story moment, we've done that. What's up with POME, we've done that. What do you think of Lucas Kennard? Fucking legend, fair play. His K-guard and reverse K-guard attack.
He's coming here soon, by the way.
He's very good,
and he's
mate.
on the Mount Strong program.
Impossible, I reckon. He's one of those where...
He thinks, oh, fuck it. Give him to me.
Sorry,
Give him to me, mate.
I meant just for normal people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the kind of guy that isn't... You know, he could probably cross his legs behind his own back, so good luck passing him.
You'll see. He's going to be here soon.
Yeah. Excellent. Honestly, mate, I declined a match with him because I was like, what am I going to do?
Fair play.
I mean, we'll see. When he comes here, maybe I'll do a round with him and I'll be like, fuck, I shouldn't have declined that. But honestly, I saw him in America and he looks fucking solid.
We like Lucas. Shout out Lucas Kennard. He'll be
Shout
listening
out
to
Kennard.
this.
He is. He'll be stealing this. He'll be relaying this exact...
Oh, God. That's what you used to do with my programs. Fucking
Just
cunt.
piece them together from your stories and
Now he's on them.
sell them. Fair play.
He's got it now. Right. It's high-fat, high-protein diet way to go to keep gains for jiu-jitsu. No. You need carbohydrates for jiu-jitsu. Why? Because jiu-jitsu is a high glycotic sport. You use a lot of muscle glycogen to do jiu-jitsu-y things in jiu-jitsu. So therefore, you're better off having more carbohydrates versus reducing carbohydrates. So
Fat doesn't turn into glycogen.
No, it's not as readily available as carbohydrates, mate.
Awful.
Carbohydrates is a better way to store muscle glycogen, mate.
What does fat turn into then?
Fat.
Well, as in you eat the fat and it just stays as fat.
No, I don't know. Ask Ian Perkins, mate.
Ask Eddie Abew.
I don't have that. He's a fool.
The voice
mate.
of reason. How many eggs have you had today, Eddie? 24.
He's a fool.
Fucking hell, right,
Yeah.
Eddie? Fucking hell.
He's a fool.
He just loves chicken discharge, doesn't he?
Oh, the eggs, mate.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
I'm done with questions. That's it. See you later. This was a really good book as well. Joel Jamieson.
Yep.
Joel Jamieson. He's quite strong, it looks like.
That's Rich Franklin, mate. That's Joel Jameson there. That's Rich Franklin. Do you know who Rich Franklin is? Former UFC middleweight champ?
Yeah.
Right. All right. I think
guess
we should
do
finish
now.
there. Guys, remember, subscribe to the podcast, YouTube and Spotify.
Patreon. BJJ Fanatics.
Buy our stuff. I have strength programs. You should do them.
I've got a fucking gym.
You've got a gym.
I've got a fucking Patreon. I've got
Right.
4 videos and I'm about to make a 5th. And if you buy the 4th or 5th, you're a legend. Thanks, man.
See you later, guys.